Got busted today in the Model 3 and I got it on film. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Tech Forum. Today's topic, got pulled over. So let me set the backdrop for this. I was driving and it was a 45 mile an hour speed limit. So I was going 47 and the road begins to go downhill and then rounds a slight bend at the bottom of the hill. And right at the bottom of the hill, the speed limit becomes 30 miles an hour. So I was going 47 miles an hour and I let off at the top of the hill. I was going 50 actually in a 45. Let off at the top of the hill, went down the hill and passed the 30 mile an hour speed limit sign apparently at 47 miles an hour. So the officer pulled me over. Now I got this on film, but I didn't get the initial stop on film. It caught me off guard. I look in my mirror, I see lights, I pulled over, he comes over to the window pretty much immediately and asked for my license, so I gave it to him. And then as he walked back to his car to look up my driving history and that, I grabbed my phone and started recording. So that's what you'll see here. So I just got pulled over for going 17 miles over, and the officer is being really, really nice about it. He was asking me all about the car and just fantastic. I'll zip my camera up so you can see. Anyway, I don't want him to see that I'm filming, but he was really, really nice. He said, is that car pretty quiet and smooth? I said, yeah. I said, I normally have it on, I said cruise control. I didn't want to bring up autopilot, but I said I usually have it on cruise control just because it's so smooth that it's easy to go fast. And now the thing is, the speed limit, just so you guys know, went from 45 down to 30, and it's sort of a downhill section. So I had let off, but it was coasting downhill, and I was coasting downhill, and then it changed to 30 at the bottom of the hill. So I was still going 47, and but he said that he's going to just write me a warning. He said, sir, you've been really nice. You were very apologetic, and he said, I can appreciate where that car is just very smooth and quiet, and you can't really tell your speed. And admittedly, the speed limit does reduce from the 45 down to 30 right there. So he said, technically, you're really only going 2 over, in the previous speed zone. But he said it did slow down to 30. So anyway, he's being really, really nice about it. So I'm going to shut the camera off before he walks back up to the car so he doesn't notice me filming. Oh, here he comes. He's coming back.
So what model is this?
It's a Model 3.
Okay, that's what I put. I read your license plate thing. I was kind of hoping that was correct.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a rare car. I was one of the fools that stood in line 2.5 years ago. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. All right, there's your warning for your speeding.
All right. I appreciate. I mean, I know you're doing your job.
Nah, 17 over is really. It is what it is. So
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
let's try to slow down and know that it's 30 miles an hour all the way through Wonderland. Okay.
Well, enjoy your day.
All right. Have a better day. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So, really, really nice guy. So, definitely can't complain. Anyway, yeah, I'll show you the warning, but it's got my address on it. So. Anyway, interesting day today. Huh. Now, part of the video that was missing when he initially walked up to the car was he asked me for my license, which I gave to him, and he was very nice. He asked for my insurance. I was fumbling for it in my wallet, and I realized it's in the glove box. So I had to hit the screen to open the glove box, And when I did that, he proceeded to ask. He said, "Is that part of the car?" The screen. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Teslas have huge screens." He said, "That is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen." And then he asked, "May I ask where you're going?" And so I looked over at my clipboard, and this is my clipboard for my business, and I read the address, 3408 whatever it was street I was going to in the town of Hoffman Estates. And he said, "Whoa, you work in this car?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "The trunk is full of stuff for my business, as is the frunk up front." I said, "I've got my basket here that has my clipboard and my tablet and everything that I use for my business." He laughed out loud. He's like, "Oh, that is the greatest thing in the world." So he goes, "Oh man." He said, "Well, here's the deal. You were going 17 over." And I said, "Oh, I'm really sorry." And so at that point, before he even walked to his car, he said, "I'm just giving you a warning." He said, "Now, you were going 17 over." He says, "But admittedly, it does drop right there." And so he said, "But," he goes, well, he asked, he said, "Have you ever had any moving violations?" He said, "Or at least within the last 12 months. I said, "It's been years. It's been quite a few years since I've had one." He said, "All right." He goes, I'll run your license, and assuming it's clear, I'm just gonna give you a warning." So he went back to his car, and that's where you saw me pick up, where I had the phone down on the console. And so anyway, I did tell the officer, he said to me, he says, "So these things are electric?" I said, "Yeah." And I said, they're fast and they're very, very smooth to drive. And I said, "In fact, I normally have it on cruise control." Now, I neglected to use the term autopilot. I didn't want to go down that road with him. But I said I normally have it set for cruise because I'm aware of the fact that this car is very easy to speed in, being that it's a performance car and it is so smooth. So I said, "But, the speed limit dropped from 45 to 30. It was downhill. The car hadn't slowed down enough by the time I passed the sign." So, I said, I apologize for that. And he said, "Well, I'm only giving you a warning." And I told him, he was a really nice guy. And I said, "You are every bit within your rights to give me a ticket." I said, "I'm not asking you to please give me one." I said, "I really appreciate the warning. But I said, I have to tell you, you're doing your job, and I really appreciate your presence here, keeping the area safe." I said, "You're well within your rights to give me a ticket." So he said, "Well," he says, "part of the reason I'm not is that you've been very kind to deal with," and all that. And so at that point, he walked back to his car to look up my license. So you missed some of that at the beginning. But anyway, kind of an interesting situation. Admittedly, I didn't have any anxiety. I've been pulled over before, but it's been a long time, and normally I am scared to death, but didn't really have any anxiety today. It was, it just went smoothly. So anyway, kind of a fascinating situation. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you had any other any interesting, being pulled over situations, interesting discussions with police officers. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. I got to say, this guy was really, really nice, and I have learned over the years that if you're friendly, they'll be friendly back. Also, when they know you're working, then it's a bigger deal than you just say, "Well, I'm going to a friend's." "Oh, what you going to do at your friend's house?" They're fishing for, are you going to be going and doing drugs, or what are you going to be doing? And they find out that you're a hardworking person, you're in the middle of your work day, and there's any kind of reasonable explanation at all for the infraction that you have, and they're typically pretty good about it. So anyway, that happened in the town of Mundelein, Illinois, in case you guys, you locals, are familiar with it. So anyway, have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.